What's up, guys? Travis here, and today I'm giving you my top 10 list of JRPGs. Now, this is my list, and growing up, I had an N64 and a GameCube, so you may notice that a lot of the classic PS1, PS2 era games are missing. I will be playing those soon, but I haven't finished them and I haven't played them, so it would be hard to put them on my personal list of top 10 JRPGs. The only requirements that I'm going in with this is that I'm going to limit it to one per series, and that's really about it. So my plan ultimately is I'm going to do a top 10 list of JRPGs right now. Later this week, there'll be a top 10 list of Western RPGs. And then I'm going to go through and play each of those 20 games again, make like a retrospective review on them. And at the end of all the videos, I'm going to go back into this list and see if they still sit as highly as I think they do now. Because it's been a while since I've played some of these. So I figure I'll go in, I'll play them again, I'll sit down, critically evaluate them, and then at the end of the whole time, put them back together into a new, changed list. And so without further ado, let's get right into it. Kicking us off at number 10, we have Paper Mario and the Thousand Year Door. This game was my jam growing up. It has a great, lighthearted story. It's full of great and interesting characters. The combat system is super unique and rewards you for thoughtfully playing it and also having a little bit of skill with all the timing-based actions that you can do and working your way through using the crowd system, which is totally unique to any game, I think. So I'm very excited. This is the first one that I get to play through again. It'll be great. And yeah, that's all I got to say about that. Coming in at number 9, we have Persona 5 for the PS4. Now, this game is the newest one on my list, the most recent release, and it's just, I think the meme is oozing with style, but it's not far off from the truth. This game looks beautiful. It's got an amazing soundtrack. It's got likable characters, interesting story, amazing battle mechanics that combine thoughtful planning out against like weaknesses and all that stuff, and also a nice little monster raising part of the game with the personas, which is something I have a soft spot for. So overall, this is a great package. For number 8, we have Skies of Arcadia Legends, the GameCube version. I love this game. One of the first GameCube JRPGs I ever played all the way through. When I was on my GameCube, I was more into like the action stuff, but Skies of Arcadia was one of the first console JRPGs that I sat through and played all the way through. And it just had a great story with fun characters. I think looking back at it now, I'm going to be a little disappointed with the turn-based combat. I think it's going to come off a little slow. We'll see about that. It also has the ship battles, which are fantastic, and overall, it's just a great game, taking up number 8. Number 7, we got Disgaea 5, which I've played both the Switch and the PS4 version, so it's just a game that I think is so good I've bought it twice. It's over the top. I like all the Disgaea games, but I limited myself to one per series, basically for this and for the Final Fantasy game that's on here. But it's great. Like, you can level yourself up to into the thousands and then just start over and keep doing it. If you like grinding, which sometimes I get into a mood to just grind stuff out, and this game is absolutely perfect. You can level up your characters, you can level up your items, you can level up everything in the whole game can level up, and it is just outstanding. The animations are over the top. The story's kind of whatever, but that's not the reason I play a lot of these tactical RPGs. So Disgaea 5 sitting at number 7. Number 6, we have Lufia, The Legend Returns for the Game Boy Color. This is the first RPG that I ever finished, and it took me forever, because I think I was like, I would have to have been 6 or 7 or something like that when I was playing it, so I didn't fully understand the combat mechanics that well, but it's super unique with the way the rows and the columns work, and the way the animations I loved, and the story was amazing, and just the overworld, the way the dungeons work, where it's all randomly generated, and all the enemies only move when you move, which is pretty common. It was the first time I had ever seen it, so it just blew me away at how great this game was. So Lufia, The Legend Returns comes in at number 6. Number 5, we have Radiant Historia for the Nintendo DS. I love this game's take on time travel. The way it plays such a integral role in the story is great, and the fact that you can go back and like see what your decisions in the story have done to the world, but then still go back and see the other side of it as well. It was just perfectly done for me. The music is amazing. The animations and artwork is great. The battle system is super unique and fun, and it turns even like mundane fights against normal mobs of enemies, which sometimes get stale. It turns them into really just fun things to do. And the remaster even removed the battles over like completely, so if you want to just play through the story you can. I think that's pretty cool, so I'll probably end up playing the remastered version in the long run. But Radiant Historia comes in at number 5. Number 4, we got Final Fantasy Tactics Advanced for the Game Boy Advance. Now I know a lot of people are probably going to be like, why in the hell would you pick the advanced version over just regular Final Fantasy Tactics? That's because I have not actually ever played Final Fantasy Tactics all the way through, but I have played Final Fantasy Tactics Advanced for about 600 hours when I was a kid. I absolutely killed this game when I was a kid. The job system was just unbelievable, and I would just get a character into the guild, run them through the gauntlet of leveling up every job, making them all just masterpiece works of JRPG gods, and could destroy everyone in it. The story is kind of weak, but the art style and music is top notch, and right now this game has my favorite job system in any game ever, and it's just outstanding to me. Everyone always kind of talks smack when I pick this game over the regular Final Fantasy Tactics, but I just can't deny the feeling in my heart what I get when playing this game. Coming in at number 3, I'm going to cheat a little bit and pick the entire Golden Sun series for the Game Boy Advance and for the Nintendo DS. More specifically, Golden Sun 1 and 2. The one on the DS isn't quite as good, but it's still a really good game. So, this game blew me away at the time with the visuals and just how fun the combat could be. You could change everyone's spells by just switching the gen around, and you could change rolls and all that stuff really easily. Not to mention you had to balance using your gen because they were powerful and they unlocked powerful summons, but using them made your characters weaker, and it was just an amazing balance. And it's probably the best JRPG in terms of making puzzles in dungeons actually worth doing. The puzzles were fun. They used the psi energy very well, and just in general, there's never really a dull moment in any of the Golden Sun games, and it's just absolutely amazing, and I cannot wait to play them again because it has been a very long time. Coming in at number 2, we got Pokemon Crystal, which for me is the best Pokemon game. You can fight me about it, but I've loved Pokemon, always have. I'm really excited for the next Pokemon games that'll be coming out, but Pokemon Crystal still remains undefeated as the best one in the entire series. Being able to go to both regions, being able to catch Pokemon from all regions, just a good story for Pokemon. So it's still not great, but I think the second generation had some of the best Pokemon designs out there, and it's still haven't been beaten. So just overall, absolutely love Pokemon Crystal. Which brings us to number 1, which is kind of a weird pick for a lot of people, but again, it's what's in my heart, man. I just can't deny it. And that's going to be Tales of Symphonia for the GameCube. This game is kind of the reason why I love this genre so much. When I was a kid, I had an N64, and I got an issue of Nintendo Power that had a cover story on Tales of Symphonia, and I had to have read that article like at least 1,000 times as I saved up money to buy a GameCube specifically for this game. And I sat down, once I finally got it, I sat down and played this thing through to the end in like a week, and I just completely crushed it, and I loved every second of it. I love the characters, the combat is amazing, the visuals at the time for me were like nothing I had ever seen before, and it completely blew me away, and it still has not been beaten in the Tales series. I do like some of the other Tales games quite a bit, but Tales of Symphonia has always been number one for me. So that's a top 10 list. Just a couple honorable mentions just for fun. Quest 64 for the N64 was the first console JRPG I ever owned. It's not a very good game, but I'm going to play through it again because I remember just having fun with it. I didn't understand what the hell was going on ever, but it's cute. Hopefully I can find maybe I can just find like a save that picks it up in the middle of it or something like that, but it's just fun. Batten Kaitos, The Eternal Wings in the Lost Ocean for the GameCube. Super unique combat with the cards and stuff. Main character that isn't just kind of a goody two-shoes, and it's beautiful, gorgeous. The voice acting and overall sound quality is kind of meh, but it's a pretty dang good game. Blue Dragon for the Xbox is a game that I, for some reason, hold very near and dear to my heart, even though I can't even remember the story very well or anything like that. So I'm going to play through this one again. I love the art style, and just something cool about having big dragon shadows beat the shit out of things is something awesome. And last honorable mention is going to be Tactics Ogre, Let Us Cling Together. This is the one that is similar to Final Fantasy Tactics that I have played, but I am not as personally connected to the series as I am with the Final Fantasy Tactics Advanced, so it couldn't quite make the list, but honorable mention just because I think the Tactics Ogre series kind of gets snuffed out by Final Fantasy, and I don't think it's fair because they're still darn good games. So that's it. That's my top 10 list. Thanks for watching it. If you want to stick around, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. I'll be playing through these games in the next coming weeks or months, probably, because it's going to take me a while. But if you want to see some retrospective reviews on some of these classics, this is the place to do it. So thanks guys for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.